Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Johnny.
I'm Stephan.
This is Braai.
Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we are taking a look at burger presses. I know it's a thing that you just get off the shelf and everybody has their own take on making burgers. We took a look at a few of the burger presses to see what's out there and what we like and what we don't like.
Yep. We tried different types from different brands, different methods of making the burgers. We'll show you which turned out the best.
Yeah, we included from very cheap till as seen on TV products. We're not going to show any of the brands. We chucked because we're not here to discourage you or to tell you how good or how bad a product is. This is all about our experience. Yeah. It's about how we want to. Yeah, what works for us. How we want to make a burger, how our families like burgers, and what will work for you. As seen on TV is not always that good. It's also not that bad, apparently. So stick around. Welcome to the channel. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you guys need to speak to a butcher and you're not sure, reach out to us, leave a comment below. We'll tell you what ratio works best. We will put you in contact with some of the butchers that we know across various regions, and the guys are always, ultimately they know better, right? So this episode, again, it's not about how good or how bad a burger press is. It's, do you really need one? Everybody likes a burger. Are you going to struggle with a off-the-shelf from your supermarket mince that obviously is not going to work and it's going to fall apart? Quality is better.
Much better.
Do it yourself.
There's nothing, doesn't matter whether you fry steaks or burgers or chicken wings. It's always better when you make it yourself.
Exactly.
So the first burger press we used was actually the least expensive of them all. It didn't work too great. Something that needs to be kept in mind always is to use wax paper when you press your burgers.
We had this steak a few times. The meat was falling apart, it was sticking to the bottom, it was really a mess. I don't know if people would spray something into it or what that would do, but wax paper worked for us eventually.
It worked well, yes. The second press is the mid-range one. The burgers came out magnificently. The
size was good.
Size was good.
Size was good.
Texture.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Everything was perfect.
Everything was great. This press is definitely easier to use.
Easier to use as well. Again, consistent. The size was consistent. It was really, I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful patties.
Yeah. The third press, they had too many moving parts. It fell apart a couple of times. We had to reassemble it several times. The burger,
as seen on TV.
As seen on TV. The burger consistency was not bad overall, but is it worth going through all this trouble and then ending up doing it manually in any case? Definitely not worth it.
No, no. It looked good.
Yeah.
It held up well, but the amount of swearing and effort and everything, the bad experience that we had to go through, it might be our fault. We might have just used it wrong. It didn't work that well. I was not a fan of it. I liked the idea behind it.
Yes.
We struggled.
Definitely. And then the fourth method that we applied was handmade.
Yeah, and each of us have our own way of making patties, right? And the way we want it and the consistency and how big and whatnot. So in my opinion, all of these presses, I mean, you can see on the table the 3 different sizes from the 3 different machines. And I'm sorry, but my youngest kid won't have one of these big burgers. It's too much for them.
Exactly.
So I'm basically just folding my burger up to where I want it. The meat that we use is a 70-30 beef to fat ratio. And I mean, my butcher is really nice when it comes to this. It's a high quality Angus beef. We don't need any binding agents or anything like that.
No, we don't. We don't use any egg, any flour, any breadcrumbs.
Nothing. So if you speak to your butcher and you tell him, listen, I want to make hamburgers, do me a solid on the patties or on the mince at least. You know what, a lot of the butchers will even press the patties for you.
Exactly.
It's not necessary to go through the hassle of buy it, your as seen on TV products and going through that hassle. I mean, this one that Johnny's making is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a bit big, but lots of cheese and lots of chilies. I tried a dry spice in the meat mix. That didn't work out too well, as you will see a bit later. The dry ingredients did crumble up the meat a bit. but it was not falling. It wasn't falling apart.
Yeah, it held together really
Yeah,
well
it
without
still
binding
held
agents
together.
or anything
Correct.
like that. It really held together really well. I must say the size of the patty that you made versus the size of the patty I made, based on our liking, was the same as the second and the third presses, basically.
Absolutely, yes.
Least effort, well, a lot of less effort at least.
Much less.
And I mean, the first press came out nice. The patties were really small and they cooked through really quickly. The second press had a decent consistency and size. That was really nice. Our handmades, for that fact, actually held up really, really well.
It did. Personal preference, handmade.
Personal preference is handmade.
Handmade, yes.
Yeah. So Johnny is doing the meat on direct heat.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it this way? Because normally we go indirect first on our lamb chops and our steaks and things like that.
Correct. Well, I went direct heat first to establish a crust or a sear on the outside of the burgers, as you will see there. And then it's going indirect to control the temperature better at the end of the braai. You will see just now we will use a probe to test the temperature, the internal temperature of the burgers. And once it reaches the desired temperature, which is different for everybody, whether you want it well done, or medium rare,
Yeah.
once you reach that temperature, you can take it off the braai for that specific person's liking.
Exactly, and what we saw with this as well is we try to be consistent throughout the cooking as well, throughout the braai. Because at the end of the day, it's pointless in trying all the different methods and we prepare the food in a different way. So
Exactly.
we did it exactly the same. We measured the temperature the same, and believe it or not, there was a difference in the taste. Like I said, the smaller patties, they were a bit overcooked. We
Yeah.
could have taken them off earlier, in all honesty, but yeah, it was interesting that the method worked.
Yes.
The direct to indirect work, it was really good. The smaller patties, they held together, but they had a bit of crumbling.
Yeah.
They crumbled a little bit and came apart.
Yes. But still not fall apart to the point where you cannot eat it or cannot use it on a burger.
Yeah, I think that's the reason a lot of people are scared of making homemade patties, because you guys go out, you get a pack of mince from the supermarket and try to make a patty, and you put it on the grill. Halfway through, it's mince everywhere, it falls apart, and then you have to do the whole, I'm not going to do this again, next time I'm going to find a recipe to do a binding agent, or like Johnny said, egg or breadcrumbs, and which is not necessary if you get a good quality meat from your butcher. I mean, you can tell him what you want to do with the mince. If you tell him you're going to do hamburgers, he will probably do like us. He'll probably do a 70-50 for you. If you're going to just make spaghetti bolognese or whatever, it's not going to be that high a fat content. It's going to be a 80-20 even, if it is that high.
Yeah. Can even go to a 90-10.
Yeah, it's very important to speak to your butcher, get a good relationship with your butcher. We basically send a message to our butcher in the morning saying, listen, we want to pick up some mince for hamburgers. We want our Angus or black Angus, whatever they might have in stock, and the afternoon it's ready for us to collect.
Freshly ground.
Freshly ground, no issues, holds together, consistent, just amazing patties.
And your side, Stephan?
I was supposed to make a salad, but for one salad I'll put on a piece of chicken. So we decided to just make a whole bag of potato chips. And I opted to go for the ones with skin on. It's
Always better.
It's better, right? You can get the what do I call it? The skinny fries or the wedges or whatnot. I just like normal fries, skin on, into a hot oil. I also do it on the outside kitchen, as we do everything outside. Run it at a decent temperature, and the idea is to get it very crispy on the outside, nice golden brown, and fluffy as possible on the inside.
Absolutely.
And with the spices and things that we use, at the end of the day, I must admit it does taste better than some of the takeaways that I've had.
It does, absolutely.
So you can't go wrong with burgers and chips.
Yeah.
Burger and a salad doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Look at that. Crispy, brown.
Golden brown. The cheese we used on the burgers is Emmental and a mild cheddar, sliced maybe 1.5 millimeter thick, and the combination of the two cheeses is just absolutely fantastic.
With the Gouda that's inside of the patty as well.
Correct.
It was a really,
Yes.
it's a good combo, yeah.
Yeah. Just look at that.
And that is what you want from your cheeseburger, right?
Amazingness. You cannot buy this in the restaurant.
It's not that much fun to clean your grill afterwards,
Yeah.
but ultimately it is a good tasting burger. The cheese melts so well with the Emmental and
Mild cheddar.
mild cheddar, that's the one.
You cannot buy this in the restaurant. This is homemade perfection.
I go back to my statement about salads. I don't also put pickles and tomato and lettuce and things on a burger. If I want a salad, I'll eat a salad. I want a burger. That's the patty I want. That's the taste I want. And by the looks of yours, it came out perfect medium the way you like it.
You can see the meat to vegetable ratio here is perfect. and the vegetable that I like the most here is the chilies.
That was a perfect burger for you. I enjoyed this. So guys, the takeaway from this is you don't need to buy that as seen on TV. You don't need to go to the shops or buy it from your online retailers.
You don't need a burger press.
You don't need a burger
Bottom
press.
line.
But bottom line. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. And
What can we do better? What do you want to see next?
yes,
We are going to start reaching out to some of the people commenting below to see how we can invite you all to come and join us for a braai, be it the desert, be it something fishing, be it a camp. We want to start setting up something before the summer kicks in.
it will be very soon. Yes.
It will be very soon. This is Bravo Braai. Cheers.
See you guys soon.